We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. With my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. With my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They flaunt that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah. Hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, oh well. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. But my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
How to be a better ally to fat people.
Listen to a fat person for once in your life.
How dare you?
Thin privilege.
I'm a fat.
Fat oppression.
Come on.
Shaming fat people on a daily basis, threatening us with diabetes.
Pizza is a vegetable.
A lot of white allies and accomplices ask.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Great Scott!
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 26 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. Today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexin' on all.
Fucking kettle.
It's the fucking kettle in the wine mixer. It's the fucking kettle
Gotta get that fine focus. We always got to refocus at the beginning of the show. There we go. Got to get the beard in HD. What's going on, fam? Happy Saturday. It is Swole Slut Saturday after all. Make sure you're hitting that like button, sharing the live stream far and wide. Drop a lot of comments down below. What are you smashing today? What are you crushing? We had a big week this week, didn't we, fam? We certainly did. We certainly did. We had a big week. We had a roundtable on Thursday, which is available in Swole TV. So make sure you catch the replay if you are a member. You could join over at swolenormousx.com. We have an accountability meeting on Monday at 12 noon Eastern time. And we have a big week next week. We got a lot of stuff going on. I'm not going to dilly-dally. We're going to jump right into that tip today because we have a show that's chock full of sick fucking gains. We're going to go deep. We got a lot of great posts, and of course, we'll take some questions. The Swole fam still crushing it. Yesterday was an amazing story from Regina. It's amazing. So if you missed yesterday's episode, go and catch up on that one. But fam, we are ready to get into it today. What are you smashing? Drop in the comments down below. Thank you all for being here. Let's fucking go. I hope you're enjoying some beautiful weather wherever you are. And
I got hairy legs.
We know you got hairy legs. Not much has changed since yesterday. You still had hairy legs yesterday. And fam, let's get into it. Shall we? Here we go, Beaches. Here we go. Let's get into that tip, fam wise. Summon the Falcon here. It's an amazing card. Oh my God. My God. My goodness. Good gracious. Dios mío. Look at that Swole Slut. Leo is still drinking like a raging alcoholic. God damn it, Leo. God damn it.
I better use my strong hand.
Oh my God. Hashtag Swole Slut. I remind you all that you might not want to write Swole Slut because you might get banned from the interwebs. Just be careful. Hashtag SSS is fine because it is Swole Slut Saturday as per usual. And yeah, look at that sexy card. It's very nice. It's very nice. Excellently. Well done, Falcon. Well done. All right. Let's get into that tip, fam. We got some Swole fam posts and we will jump right into today's episode. Are you ready, Beaches? Come on. Who's ready? Who's ready? Moisturized. And nice. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. Nice and moist. Noist and moist? Noise and moist. That kind of rhymes. All right, let's get into
What's in the box?
All right, first post today is from Inside Swolenormous X. We got a comment on Express Gentle Yin for lower back from inside our yoga studio. And Beth writes, that knees aligned twist was something else. Started out with, quote, I'm trying my best, and ended with, I'm going to be okay. Thanks, Genevieve, and I agree. Excellent class. If you need an amazing class, try this one, Express Gentle Yin for lower back. A lot of people, I shouldn't just say a lot of you, but many of you and many of you listening have issues with your hips, your knees, your ankles, and that can translate into your lower back. People are sedentary. You're sitting at work a lot. Maybe you're driving in the car a lot. You drive a truck, whatever it is. You're flying a lot. Express Gentle Yin for lower back is a great class. And of course, the express classes in the yoga studio are very affordable in terms of time. You're able to get in and get out and not have to block off an hour. It's very effective to get your mobility in, get your yoga in 20, 30, 35 minutes. So if you have a tight schedule and you don't have an hour to spare, you might need to do a little bit more planning and better planning, but you don't need an hour. It's better to do, we talked about this recently, it's better to do 10, 15, 20 minutes of yoga every day or 3 or 4 times a week than an hour once a week. Frequency is better when it comes to mobility. It's better for meditation. So if you are in a situation where you're like, oh my God, I can't really do yoga because I need to do an hour and I only have half an hour or I only have 20 minutes, do a Swole in 7, do a Swolga class, do an express class. It's really important. And for example, it's better to do 5 minutes of meditation every day than an hour once a week, or half an hour, 20 minutes once a week. It's better to do 5 minutes every day. It's better to do 5 minutes every day than 20 minutes 4 times a week. It's better to do every day. And that's why the 7 pillars are every day. It's all about consistency. So keep that in mind. Frequency is going to be better in many cases. Not necessarily for training. It depends on what your goals are, but some of those things like eating consistently, all right, eating properly, getting good sleep, meditating, mobility, those things should be done even in a smaller quantity, but done every day. Okay, Brandy, next post here. Back at work after leaving at 11 p.m. and a short night of sleep with my youngest in pain from surgery a week earlier. Oh no. Poor little guy is so miserable. I get off at 5 p.m. and will be working on elasticity moves and, of course, mobility. I'm even more dedicated to it after last Sunday. Hope you all find time to go to the fucking gym. There you go. Considering we were just talking about it, I hope you all find the time. I'm gonna slap a little knowledge cock over this, and it's nothing against you. It's nothing against you, Brandy, but right here, hope you all find the time. Come on, fam. You don't find time. I know you didn't mean this, but the semantics, the words matter. Hope you all find the time. You make the time. We all know that. You make the time. Make that fucking time. Make it happen. Good for you, Brandy. And just a little spelling correction there for you. All right. Excellent. Next post here we got from Danny. What's up, bro? What's up, Ryan? How we doing? Ryan Peterson in the fucking house. Let's give a couple shout outs. We got Siobhan. We got Ryan, not Batman's Robin. Aaron here. Ash, what's up, fam? Davey, Sam, Tyler, Cerny, Phoenix, special star, Jen, Nick, of course, rocking it. Elijah, what up? Kim. Oh my God. Paisan, we got Muscles, we got Marinara, maybe Mrs. Marinara is listening in the background. We'll see. Trace, Pedro, Eric, what up, Bish? We got a lot of people in the fam here today. everyone's turning up for some Swole Sets Saturday. All right, post here from Danny. Received my first and second Swole cards the other day. My goodness, racking it up. Saw a quote this morning that just kind of spoke to me. Quote, in 6 months, you will have 6 months of excuses or 6 months of progress. The choice is yours. Love that. Hashtag go to the fucking gym. Hashtag most people don't. Indeed. Most people certainly do not. I'll tell you what, I'm going to expand on that quote. In 6 months, you'll have 6 months of excuses or 6 months of sick fucking gains. Right? Sick fucking gains.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Ain't that the truth? And there's another great quote, and I have that in one of my Swole cards. We've talked about it before. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. In other words, if you start today, you're going to look back in 3 months. In other words, 3 months, 6 months, a year, doesn't matter what it is, it's going to pass. So if you do jack shit, you don't take care of yourself, you keep on doing the same old things, the same old shit, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same things and expecting different results. So you're just going to do the same shit. But the 6 months is going to pass. Okay, so right now, what is it? March 12th. So in 6 months, it's going to be, I hope I get this right, September 12th. Okay. So it's going to be 6 months from now. Eventually. In 6 months. Guess what? Well, shocker, right? Very nice. Good one, Papa. It's going to be 6 months. So what are you going to do with that 6 months? Are you going to look back and think, oh, shit, I should have started March 12th. I should have started March 12th. It's really up to you. It sounds cliche a little bit. And it sounds obvious because it is fucking obvious. This is not complicated shit. It's not complicated shit. The 7 pillars are not complicated. You can't do 7 fucking things, really? You can't do 7 fucking things? You can't focus on 7 things, really 6 things, and just focus on consistency is number 7. So you can focus on 6 things every day, can't you? Can't you? Just a little bit? Fucking 5 minutes of mindfulness, 5 minutes of brain gains, 10, 15 minutes of yoga, do a Swole 7 mobility, recovery, get a good night's sleep, drink plenty of water, do some, massage, something to cold plunge, sauna, whatever it is, stretching, do a little training. I mean, training mobility can kind of cross over if you're on an off day, eating good food and cutting out some bullshit in your life, not listening to stupid people say stupid things. I mean, it's really not complicated. It's not complicated. People make it complicated because they don't want to change. This is what happens when you have bad habits. It's very hard to change. And it's what happens when you are addicted to foods. You're addicted to bad habits. So slap yourself in the tits and stop making fucking excuses. There's no reason to fall off the wagon. There's no reason. It's all your fault. It's in your control. These are things, the 7 pillars are things that you can control. So if you're not controlling them, you better figure out why. Lupe, Friday night, and I'm at the gym. Gorilla emojis. Hashtag go to the fucking gym. Swole fam and gains. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Excellent, Lupe. Fantastic. Oh, we got the spammy McSpammerson. Oh no. I thought I could ban on Twitch from here. Whatever. Let it go. Okay, fam, let's see here. All right, we'll take some questions. If you have questions and you're dropping them in the comments, we're going to get to that in just a second. So hold on to that and maybe repeat them once we get to it. We got one more post, and this is an epic one. We got a solid post here from Steph. Last one. It's been a while since I've posted, and even longer since I've done a balls to the wall workout. Things have been messy lately. Our friend finally moved into our house with her daughter, hopefully the final nail in the coffin for her abusive relationship past. Waiting for her to be ready to really let go of it all has been months in the making. Parallel to that, but not directly related, my mental health has been wavering. I've mentioned before that I have serious mental health issues. My official diagnosis is schizoaffective disorder with hallucinations and paranoia. Over the last year or so, my psychiatrist has encouraged me to go back to more intensive treatment. I've been resisting because built a great house of cards in my precarious self-care and workout routines. My meditations are on point. I am taking the time to avoid stress, and my medicine is still saving my life. Of course, precariously balanced routines are easy to knock over, and my brain has rebelled against me, as brains do with these kinds of illnesses. I've still been stretching, taking walks, meditating, and taking time to avoid stress, but, quote, real workouts, sweaty workouts have taken a hit and my sleep has been awful. So I'm switching to more serious mental health treatment with the support and approval of my current medical team, and I'm going to dive back into the pillars and focus in again. On a positive note, my son has decided that karate is going to be his thing. He just tested for his yellow belt. His dedication is amazing. He works hard and he's so proud of himself. It's beautiful to watch. He told me that he can do hard things because I can do hard things, which made me cry like a beach. Well, Steph, isn't that a silver lining right there? Your son is obviously, that's amazing. That's amazing. So that kind of support from your child and the fact that you are an inspiration to him can really help you stay focused. Now, we're all glad that you have a medical team and that you're still focusing on the 7 pillars. Now, of course, there's certain things that require medicine, that require more, intense treatments like you're aware of, but your head is in the right place. Ironically, you think you're kind of all over the place, but that's a very coherent, well-worded, approach. You're very aware of your situation and you're very humble about it. And you are not letting your ego get in the way. Like, I can handle this. I don't need this kind of shit, which is very important. So excellent to hear. And just the fact that your son is in martial arts and he's using you as inspiration, I think that's phenomenal. And obviously he's your, I guess, your fire to keep on going and to keep on being a better you so you can take care of him and, keep on being an inspiration. So that's fucking awesome. That's great. That's fantastic. Good for you, Steph. Good for you. Let's take a couple comments. Reminder that all of those posts are from inside Swolenormous X and the Swole fam. Links down below to join the fam today. We did have a roundtable on Thursday, and that is available now inside Swole TV. So if you missed it, you can go and check that out. Make sure you also share the live stream, share the podcast with friends and family, people that need some knowledge cock in their life. And of course, make sure you leave us a review, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you do listen. All those links for the podcast, thedailyswole.com. Again, thedailyswole.com for all those links. And a reminder, over there at papaswolio.com, you can check out all the new apparel. We're dropping new stuff all the time. We have flags. And because you are a listener of the show, you could use your code DailySwole for 10% off. And check out the Swole fam gear. Go to the fucking gym, the Swole variant. I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps, drive them all gaining. Swole Slut. It is Swole Slut Saturday. Look at that cup. We got all the collections. These are just different pictures if you're watching it right now. The hats, we have all the same designs for most of our collection. So go check it out, papaswolio.com. Code DailySwole for 10% off. Check out the Swole variant, the Swole Since Birth gear, and of course, the big hit as of late, all the new flags we've released, Swole fam, Swole Since Birth, the 7 pillars. Get all 7 pillars on a flag, hang it up in your office, hang it up in your Swole hole, hang it up wherever you want on a flagpole. Who the fuck cares? Put it somewhere where you can look at it every single day and, make sure that you are checking off those boxes. And of course, the brand new Captain Swolio collection established in 2016, which is when the Swole fam and Swolenormous originated. Go and check it all out. papaswolio.com. Let's see, Jen. Wow, Steph being a true inspiration to her son. Parenting is tough when we go through our own mental hurdles, but she's truly killing it. She's a true swole slut for sure. I agree. Absolutely. Peaceful Bandit. I feel for Steph. I have been there. I used to have anxiety attacks. 7 pillars have helped me so much. Life will get better. Thank you for that, Peaceful Bandit. I think we've all related in some way. I mean, for some people, it's more severe than others, but we all have our ups and downs too. But it's really important. That's why we have the Swole fam. We have the 7 pillars. It's great to have something to focus on, right? And I'm not saying that the 7 pillars fixes everything. It's like, oh, I have these types of, chemical imbalances in my brain or these kinds of genetic issues or things I've been dealing with my whole life. All of a sudden, hey, let me just do these things. Let me just meditate a little bit and everything will just, be fine. They can dramatically improve. And more often than not, they will dramatically improve. But it's not always just a cure-all. I mean, there's sometimes some situations where we just can't work around. You just can't erase. And we all have what we're born with. We all have what we've been dealing with for a long time. But having those things to focus on, having those targets will give you a lot of purpose day to day. And I think a lot of people on a day-to-day basis, they're sometimes working a job they hate. They're stressed out. They feel like they don't have a lot of time. They feel like they're just, copy, paste, repeat, and just doing the same thing, just cycling over and over and over and over again. They feel like they're on this rat race. They can't get off this wheel. But if you're focusing on the 7 pillars, think about it. You have purpose every single day. They give you purpose every single day. And not only that, it's going to make you feel better and perform better every single day. And if you have that purpose, those things that you can check off every single day and you stack those day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, you're going to see amazing progress and you're going to keep on developing as an individual. And that's really what it's all about, is personal development and, holding yourself to a higher standard, giving yourself those checkpoints, those bullseyes to nail every single day. And fantastic. Krista, I kind of feel like there is more of a parallel between having the chaotic life of her friend in her home than the poster believes. Glad she's focused on her mental health and pillars, though. Interesting. Let's go back to that post for a second. That's a very good point. That's something that I didn't mention after we read that. Once we started talking about the latter part, so she's saying, our friend finally moved into our house with her daughter. Hopefully the final nail in the coffin for her abusive relationship passed. Waiting for her to be ready to really let it all go has been months in the making. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Yeah, you mentioned that. I thought about that at the beginning, but then we kind of got into some more, the deeper parts of the post. It sounds like that's a tough one for community. Sounds like, I don't know if that's really a great idea, but of course, Steph is doing, it's kind of like choose your own adventure. Make choices, then we have to deal with it. But, if maybe having kind of like a halfway house situation isn't really ideal if you're dealing with a lot of issues yourself. Your community needs to be really on point. So, I'm sure there's more to that story, and I'm sure she has a reason for that. So maybe we can follow up. That's in the Facebook group if you want to follow up, Swole fam. So anyway, let's take some questions. Very nice. Yow. Yow. Alrighty. Let's see here. If you have a question, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. We have some from Instagram, but we try to opt for live questions and give priority for those of you that are watching live. Let's see. Tyler, do you personally drink green tea? I make mine from the stove and was wondering if there's a specific brand that's more beneficial or doesn't matter what kind. Do I drink green tea? No, actually, I have in the past. I've had it before. I never liked the taste. It always tasted like bitter dog shit. So was never really a fan. I do have a little bit of coffee, but it could be a way to get off coffee if you're trying to like unwind or if you have issues with coffee. You get a little bit of caffeine in there. So to each their own, but I never liked the taste of it. Just like bitter water. For me, I just never really enjoyed it. I know there's different types, but what you might want to do, if it's not tasty, sometimes you need to double bag it. Make it a little bit stronger, perhaps. You just gotta be careful with it's always better to get like the loose tea and then put it in one of those little metal strainers. Just because sometimes the bags or how you don't want to soak and get like, any of them, like the material or colorings or whatever's on like the actual tea bag. You can get better tea bags. They have like unbleached tea bags and things like that. So you want to opt for something that loose leaf is probably the best because you get those little metal strainers and stainless steel and you're not going to have any issues. But just make sure when you're having flavorings, a lot of teas, remember, just because it's tea, I think there's this weird conception that if it's tea, it's healthy. Like, oh, I like tea. It depends on, like, you're soaking either beans or you're soaking leaves, and that might not necessarily be a good thing for you. So keep that in mind. Just because it's tea doesn't mean it's healthy. Like, you could still have issues with certain things like that. So see how you feel. Mama Swole sometimes likes peppermint tea for like digestion and stuff, but that just dries out my mouth. I'm just not really a fan. And more Cummings, Papa Swole, I'm struggling with push-ups. Any advice is greatly appreciated. I'm in week 3 of the 90-day dash and loving the mobility. Excellent. Good to hear. Struggling with push-ups, how? I'm assuming doing them, but usually when people have problems with or issues with pull-ups or push-ups, it's of course the concentric. It's pushing up off the ground. So what I would recommend, you could do a couple different things. You can use a pillow. You can use a pillow or a couple pillows and bring it up higher and just do limited range push-ups. And once you master that range of motion, lower the pillow, or you have like a couple blocks and you can lower, maybe, or towels, stack up towels or stack up t-shirts or a couple pillows, and then remove like a couple inches at a time. And then just practice that range of motion, because at the top of the range of motion, you're really using a little bit more of your triceps, but you're going to be increasing your wrist strength, push into your fingertips. That way you're not pushing into your wrists. So you can strengthen the strongest range of your motion, and as you get stronger, you can slowly lower it and lower it and lower it. You can also do it on an incline, so maybe do push-ups on a bench, so you have the same form, but you're elevating your hands, because the more vertical you are, like against a wall, the easier it will be. So that's really another way to do that. You can go on an elevation and then lower it slowly. Maybe if you stack some books or stack some blocks, you're doing push-ups, and slowly lower that angle until you are horizontal. And you could also do negatives. So you can lower all the way down to the bottom, drop your knees, push back up, and then focus on the negatives. So on the way down only. So you drop your knees, push back up, and then only raise your knees off the ground for the lowering portion, which is the strongest range of motion, but it's working the same muscles that have to contract on the way up as well. So it's a way to kind of do negatives like you would train to do your first pull-up. Focusing on negatives is a great way to kind of hack through that. Let's see, Trace. Papa Swole, what is your preferred firearm for home defense and why? Well, I think that depends on the person. So I know you're asking but let me just preface this. I'm not a firearms expert by any means. So we have a lot of people that do carry and, stock up and all that stuff, and, have those things available. So it really depends on your situation. So for example, if you are, I prefer, like, we have all sorts. We have, handguns, shotguns, rifles and stuff. but it depends on your situation. So if you're in like close quarters, like what your house or your apartment looks like, your situation, because you want to be mobile, you want to be able to get around corners. So if you have, for example, an AR-15 and you have like an 18-inch or a 16, it might be a little bit too long and too bulky if you're going around tight corners. You don't want to be like, if you're doing some sort of, urban type landscape. So I prefer, home defense. Really, it's going to be, shotguns can be good, but they're very, very brutal. And, it's kind of like spray and pray. So if I'm going to pick something up like, oh, shit's hitting the fan, it's going to be a rifle. So it really depends on the speed at to which and like what's going on. You keep something by your nightstand. You might have certain weapons, around your house, depending on where you are. Just my recommendation is, of course, if you have children or if you have people in and out of your house, you have to secure them properly. So I'm not, remove that liability. I'm not saying you should just have like guns lying around, but make sure that you are able to be protected no matter where you are in your house. Because the last thing that you want is you are across your house or your apartment, you're in the bathroom and something happens, and you don't have anything in there. You want to make sure that you have resources. And one recommendation that I would make is if you're keeping certain firearms or handguns around your house, make sure it's usually beneficial to have the same kind. Find one. Obviously, if they're keeping them around your house, you don't have to worry about concealed carry. So you can have like a full 9mm, for example. But having the same kind is beneficial because then all the magazines fit. So you have extra mags and you can, swap them out if you need to. So wherever you're grabbing, you don't want to have like one type of gun here and then one type of gun, the mags don't fit and you're trying to reload. So just make sure that you have mags ready to go. A lot of people store their ammunition. Like you're not going to be, if shit hits the fan, you're barely going to be able to function because your alertness could be through the fucking roof and it's going to be just barely enough for you to make a good decision, which is why training is important. But you want to make sure that you're not sitting there trying to like, let me just reload. When shit hits the fan, like you're not going to be ready for that. But home defense would be a rifle, AR-15. Shotguns can be beneficial, but just a rifle is going to be much more dynamic if it's a shorter barrel, like a 14.5 or something like that, or a 16. It really depends on your skills and like what your environment's like. Like I said, if you have a lot of tight spaces and corners and you have a big fucking, like, it's going to be really bulky, but I'm sure a lot of people will voice their opinions down below. Just some thoughts there too. Hopefully I answered some kind of question there. Let's see here. Push-up masterclass. All right. Oh, we got a list. There's another thing that I want to do for the masterclass. I'm going to film a couple things today too. So good shit. Yeah, we'll do push-ups. We have a pull-up masterclass, by the way, too. It's very similar concept. Very similar concept to pull-ups. Trace, did you see that Joe Brandon? Joe Brandon. Let's see.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Did you see that? Do you see that Joe Brandon wants the Federal Reserve to investigate a digital dollar? Yeah, they've been doing the CBDC. I think they're crashing the currency kind of on purpose. They can't stop inflation. So anytime you hear like Janet Yellen, you hear Biden or anyone or these lunatics that have no idea what's going on, it's really just smoke and mirrors. It's just they are trying to offset the speculation so they don't crash the market, but you can't stop inflation. All fiat goes to zero eventually. All fiat throughout history has always gone to zero. They just do. They go to zero because there's no human value behind it. It's not backed by anything, which is why Bitcoin is so important, which is why gold was used for so long, but gold is very inconvenient. You carry around $20,000 worth of gold. Yeah, I don't think people really realize how heavy gold is. Plus, it's really hard to, if you have a block of gold, what are you gonna do? Shave off a little bit, bring a scale around with you? It's really not easy to transfer from one person to another. You can counterfeit gold. You can have fake gold. Like how do you, verify that? So it's really hard for portability. You have to secure it. If you have enough gold, like you can't move it. So it's hard to transport it. It's hard for, smaller denominations, which is why it was backed and removed in 1971. So there's nothing backing the currency. Central bank digital currency is inevitable. And I think that's, it's another way. You've heard the term the Great Reset, but this is another way that they're just going to reset the clock and it's going to start from scratch. And the problem is a central bank digital currency is going to be inflatable also. So the same thing, it's just going to reset the game. It's essentially like the board. Like, I don't want to play anymore. They flip the fucking board and then start from scratch. It's like you're playing the same game. You're starting from an earlier time period. So it's going to happen again with the CBDC because there's no actual there's really no scarcity behind it. It's just hitting a button and increasing the quantity and supply, which is why Bitcoin is so important because it's non-inflatable currency. So if you want to learn more, there's links in the bio, links in the description and stuff for learning more about Bitcoin. We have a lot of books in the Swolenormous bookstore. So check that out. But yeah, actually it was good news. Everyone was freaking out about the executive order, but actually that order was pretty much bullish on, on cryptocurrency. When I say crypto, it's really Bitcoin, and then there's cryptocurrency. So most of those cryptocurrencies are securities, they're Ponzi schemes, they're scams, and they're pump and dumps. So there's really no intrinsic value for all those other cryptocurrencies, in reality. But Bitcoin is non-inflatable, infinitely scarce asset. And it's just the first layer. And everyone that says it's too slow or it's too expensive, they don't know that the Lightning Network exists. They don't understand the other layers that are already being built on top of Bitcoin. So you have, let's say, gold, and then you'll have, you already have, there's a great book. Let's just get off this topic just because I can go on forever about it. And, I'm not an expert by any means. This is one of my true passionate interests. And if you learn about money, you learn about everything in the world. Really do. So a great book is Layered Money. It explains how money is layered. So people look at Bitcoin, you're not going to be buying shit with Bitcoin. You'll be buying shit with Lightning, or you'll be buying things with layer 3 or level 4. Like, you all use credit cards, you take out loans, you have other sorts of different types of layers on top of the dollar. Then you have cash and you have blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of different extrapolations from our monetary system that people don't understand. People don't understand how money works. Shocker. Most people don't understand how most things work. So Bitcoin is just the base layer. And because it's not inflatable, everything that's built upon it is that much stronger. And it's not centralized. And it's proof of work, not proof of stake, which means it doesn't matter how much of the network you own. It doesn't matter how much Bitcoin you have. You don't control the network. If you have a proof of stake coin like Ethereum or these other shit coins, you literally it's a centralized system. So people that think that most of these things are not safe, they are centralized. And that's fundamentally the major problem with those other cryptocurrencies. Anyway, you like that shit? Didn't expect that fucking shit. Grass-fed gains. Let's see. Tyler, what's the best way to put your money in? Put your money into what? Example, savings, checking. How do you mean? None of this is financial advice, by the way. As always, you have to say that because it's true. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just explaining my thoughts on the issue. These are my opinions, right? So do your own research, but once you do, you'll have that breakthrough moment. Like many people that are seeing through the political sham, that have seen through the lies and deception from big tech and the media, the hardcore censorship. Like it's really bad. It's much worse than people think. Let's see. So I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. The best way to put your money in what? If you keep your money in the US dollar, if you're keeping your money in the US dollar, you are losing money. So if you're keeping your money in savings, that's what inflation means. Your buying power is decreasing. So your $10,000 in savings, when inflation is 8% this month, your $10,000 is literally, becoming 9,000, becoming 8,000. It doesn't say 8,000, it says 10,000. But if milk goes from $3 to $15, you can't buy as much milk. That's why every time the government prints money, they are stealing from you. It's legal counterfeiting. The government, every time the government prints money, it's counterfeit. They just don't arrest themselves. If you do it, you'll get arrested. If they do it all the time. Okie dokie. Trace, couldn't you have a digital currency backed by Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a store of value. So, and it's many other things. A digital currency, we have that. Have you looked into the Lightning Network? Look, that's already layer 2. That's already layer 2. So most people don't realize that most people don't even know what Bitcoin is or how it works, and they don't know about the other layers being built upon it. There's like media apps being built on it. There's chat platforms being built on it. There's other layers. There's the Lightning Network. I mean, there's amazing technology. The smartest people in the world are working on Bitcoin. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Corn-fed Billy, Papa Swolio. I was wondering what stretches would help with anterior pelvic tilt. Stretches aren't really going to help with it. You need to strengthen. So it's stretching and strengthening. So for example, doing the kneeling hip flexor stretch, you can do it with more knee flexion if you put your back foot up on a bench or against a wall. Suck in your stomach, squeeze your glutes. Try to, imagine your hips as a bucket and try to pour water out the back of the bucket in order to, lengthen the front of your hips. But also you want to be making sure you're strengthening your glutes and balancing out your hips. So it's strengthening and lengthening, which is why our master classes on the hip master class, the knee and ankle master class in Swolenormous X are fantastic for helping aid anterior pelvic tilt. So usually what that is muscles in the front of the body being too tight or too shortened and too weak, and muscle in the posterior being very, very undertrained and over lengthened, overstretched. So things like Jefferson curls, hip flexor activation. You also want to, like hip flexor in the front, if you have an anterior pelvic tilt, your hip flexors are usually shortened but also weak. So people think that short means tight. That's not what it means. Short can also be weak. So you have to strengthen all the muscles around your hip. And yoga is a great place to start, but checking out those master classes in X are also will be exceptionally beneficial. Greg, went to fill up gas yesterday and the pump had a new question. Do you want a car wash? No. Would you like to take out a small loan to fill up? Yes. Yeah.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth, $1.4 trillion worth, out of $1.4 trillion.
You can't make that shit up, by the way. You cannot make that shit up. Danny, Papa Swolio, what do you feed Papa Swolio? We have a German Shepherd and we have battled food allergies with him his whole life. We have found raw works well for him, but just looking for more options. She only eats raw food, raw grass-fed beef that has beef liver and beef heart. We'll give her maybe some mashed up sweet potatoes sometimes, give her berries. I literally feed her what I eat, give her bone marrow. So just raw beef and organs. That's it. And some fruit. Like I feed her what I eat. Legit. And a lot of you have seen her, and I was on TikTok live yesterday and I was showing her because she was begging for pineapple and mango. I was eating outside and I had everyone guessing how old she was, and they were saying 3, 8, 5, 12. And she's 17 years old. And I take her on walks by the school and stuff, and she's walking up and down. She's like running up and down stairs. She's a little beast. So check that out. Raw food for sure. For sure. I mean, sometimes when I'm eating a steak, I'll give her a little piece, but dogs should be eating raw food. All right, scrolling. All right, where are we? We're about done with this stuff. We're about done. Any other questions? Let's see. We got a couple from Instagram. Let's take one or two because we have these like just building up. Jacob Mossberg 87. Should I ask? Speaking of guns, Mossberg. Should I ask her out? Should I ask her out in quotes? Hold on a second. It's 2022 after all. Should I ask quote her out? So are you looking to ask out a girl, or are you saying that it's kind of like it's a her, like a quote her? I mean,
boys have a penis, girls have vagina.
I mean, it's, what kind of, like, what, I don't, like, what is this? What are you talking about? Yes, sure. Why not? Do you want to ask her out? If it's a her or a quote her, I don't know. Like, yeah, should I ask her out? If you want to. What kind of a question is that? Stop being a pussy. Ask her out. I don't give a shit. Yes, fine. Eli Radinsky, Papa Swolio, should I take a deload week after 2 weeks of not hitting the gym? You've been deloading, son. You've been zero loading. Should I take a deload week? I mean, you mean easing back into it? Yeah, you should come back if you've been one. Why weren't you hitting the gym for 2 weeks? Just curious. Should I take a deload week? Ease back into it. I mean, you've been deloading, but don't go back into it. Just crush it. Jerry Smith, 35175. What's the elimination diet? Go to swolenormousx.com and click on the blog, and we got some articles there for you. But the elimination diet is the process in which you eliminate highly inflammatory, commonly inflammatory foods, and then test them one at a time to customize your nutrition. Okay, Becca Galvis, Papasolio, knee pain with squats / lunges, etc. Best thing to do for it? Well, you want to strengthen your knees. There's some great exercises. It starts with the ankles, activating your anterior tibialis, doing some deep squats and deep squat holds. Some yogi squats is fantastic. You can elevate your heels in order to push your knees a little bit further over your toes and take out the stress of your ankles. Maybe you're wearing heels all the time. Maybe you're sedentary a lot, which will tighten up your hip flexors and your calves, your soleus and your gastrocnemius. So strengthening your anterior tibialis with toe lifts, with a tibialis bar. There's many different ways to activate the front of your shin, but very important, especially with wearing high heels, you're in plantar flexion the whole time. So it's really deactivating for your anterior tibialis. Also, doing things like step downs, deep ass to grass lunges, there's all sorts of lengthening exercises for your quads, doing Jefferson curls, which are complete, like, mobility. In other words, mobility exercises, strengthening your spine and your hips and your hamstrings through a full range of motion. So these are things that need to be built up over time. And inside Swolenormous X, we have a hip mobility masterclass, a knee mobility masterclass, an ankle mobility masterclass that address this. A nice trifecta. It's a 3-part series essentially that can help tremendously with knee pain. But those are some of the reasons why you might have knee pain and some of the exercises that will be very important. Also, like I mentioned, strengthening your hip flexors. Just even standing up and raising your right knee up towards your chest, holding, lowering slowly. You can use a monkey foot to put an ankle weight behind it. You can use a band, you can use a cable, whatever you need to do, but just lifting your foot up, ankle weights, up and down, lifting your leg up, knee to your chest. You could do it with a cable machine on your back, lifting your knees to your chest, just hip flexor activation. Hip flexors get very short from sitting down too much and from, wearing high heels or elevated sneakers all the time. So they get shortened, they get weakened. You have to balance it out. Remember, you want strength around your joint. You want strength on all sides of your joint. Every muscle should be strong. Davey Dave, what sled do you recommend? All right, we'll take the last one here. Good. Can we get a round of applause for the questions? These are really good questions today. These are really good questions, no doubt. How do you tackle your, Davey Dave, what sled do you recommend? Do you want to push or just pull? Really important. How much space you have too. You can get a sled that's literally like a rubber flap where you can put the weights on top of it. So you can drag it around a carpet in an apartment, for example. If you just want to pull one, Titan makes a good one for under $100 that you can get on Amazon. If you want to push, I think it depends on, it depends on how much space you have. I was going to get like with most things, Rogue is pretty expensive, but I got one off OfferUp. I think it was like $200 or something. It was a great deal, and it has like the posts that go in it, they're removable, so I can pull it and push it. So it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing pushing and pulling, I usually do more pulling. I'll walk backwards more often than I go for pushing. But if you want to do both, a good brand, Rogue is always good. I know it's more expensive with shipping, but the reason why it's more expensive, you pay more. I'm telling you, like when you buy Rogue equipment, and I'm not sponsored or anything, Rogue, I'd be open to that because send me some shit. But you get what you pay for. Rogue stuff is unreal. So people might complain about the price, their shipping. Yeah, but if you're going to order stuff from Rogue, just order it all at once. That way you pay one shipping price, or you go freight, and then you can get one flat rate. But it's worth it. Like they make solid stuff. There's other brands out there that make really great stuff. Sorinex makes great stuff. Elite FTS. You have, I believe, Ethos makes good things. A lot of people like Cap. What was it? Is it Cap or something else? There's a lot of brands. So in terms of what sled, I would just look and see what you need, because there's sometimes some, I guess, I like Rogue's cheaper sled or less intense sled would be like the Echo sled. And they have, of course, their Monster Light and their Monster Rack. So like they have different levels of intensity. So for example, if you're doing major fucking heavy fucking work, you're going to need a more intense piece of equipment. But if you're just looking to push a little bit of weight around, a couple plates, you can get something a little bit less expensive. And I also think it depends on like your yard. Sometimes certain sleds might be harder to push. And a lot of these sleds are meant to be pushed on turf or on like concrete, like in the back of like some CrossFit gym. So my yard is inconsistent. My yard is inconsistent. So sometimes the sled, I don't put a lot of weight on the sled because it gets caught on, bunches of grass. When we redo the yard, we might put down like a strip of like some sort of like grass, turf type stuff just for sled work. So I don't really go super heavy sometimes because I have to navigate and lift it and can get really caught on the grass and it's a pain in the fucking ass. So it's a lot more than just pushing a sled. Pushing on a flat surface would be a dream come true. So there's some options there. Cerny, thinking about getting a sled push-pull for these old knees. It'll be a game changer, Cerny. Doing reverse sled pulls will change your life. No question about it. Get a sled, put on like a 10, 15, 25 pounds and just walk backwards and just turn, walk backwards. Your knees will feel fucking amazing. In a very short period of time, they'll feel amazing. I do it every day. Especially before every workout I do sled work. Okay, we're there. That's it. We're good. Time to go balls deep. That's a lot. Good shit. Good man cast today. Swole Slut Saturday. Yeah, we could do some masterclass action, stuff like that, talking about. We have there's a large list of masterclass content we got to do. So I think we're at the point, in terms of all the stuff and all the content, all the tons of shit that's inside Swolenormous X, the masterclass section is probably going to be one of the most uploaded or like, updated ones just because we have all the content in there. Now it's like, okay, let's get people, it's more about the education now, how to use all the content, how to apply it all. Cause a lot of you already are doing the programs or doing the yoga, meditation. Like we have a lot of that, locked and loaded, ready to go. Let's see. Josh, I've noticed the last few days can no longer see Facebook comments on YouTube. No shit. You guys can't see it on Facebook? I mean, on YouTube? You're not getting, maybe I have to check the settings. The restream is not sending it over there. They're not relaying it, or they never were. I think Facebook was getting it. Facebook gets YouTube? Like Cerny, can you see people on YouTube? More people watch it on YouTube, but yeah, that's weird. Or maybe it's just the last couple days. Sometimes those little connections break for some reason because they're updating some stuff in the back end. Or maybe it's Russia. Ooh, maybe it's Russia. Oh no.
Great Scott!
All right, here we
and
go.
my existence,
Let's
while
get into
grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
Let's go. Shit posts. Shit posts. All right, this one is from, what we got here?
What's in the box?
First one is bigorexia. Oh, this is from the Gaudiani Clinic. What is bigorexia? From Alex Hawgood, the New York Times. Okay, bigorexia, a form of muscle dysmorphia exhibited mostly by men and characterized by excessive weightlifting, a preoccupation with not feeling muscular enough, and strict adherence to eating foods that lower weight and build muscle. Why is that in my folder? That's actually a thing. I mean, that's essentially body dysmorphia. I mean, people just use that for like, casual bigorexia. I'm not sure why that's in the folder. That's actually a thing. People call it bigorexia. It's really just body dysmorphia. Specifically for people who think they're never big enough. Okay. I don't know why that was there. Let's see. We got another post here. Anonymous. Let's see what this is about. Let fatness be the guide to what we all need right now. Softness and ability to navigate curves. Lots of cushioning to break the falls. Safe places to nestle into. Comfy place to rest our head and enough weight to keep us grounded. We've done that before. What's going on with this folder? All right, so we've read that before. It's a different picture. Okay, so I'll get on that. That's unacceptable. We've done those before. Dr. Lisa Folden. Yeah, those are stupid. Just ignore the last 2 moments. This is from Healthy Fit, which is PHIT. Not sure why there's a PH. If weight loss is the focus of your fitness, what happens when the weight loss stops shy of your goal weight? What's next? And is your body physiologically aware of your desire to be, quote, 10 pounds thinner? I don't disagree with this post either. I don't think weight loss should be the focus of your fitness either. It shouldn't be the focus of your fitness. I'm not going to read the caption here. I don't think the weight loss, this is the reason why weight loss shouldn't be the focus, because it's not satisfying. So those of you that are trying to, like, I can't wait to be under 200 or be 190 or be 180, it's not fulfilling. You think it is, but it's not. Once you get there, you're not going to be satisfied. It's a checkpoint, cool, but it's really just a side effect of the things you should be focusing on. So your weight is really the least important thing when it comes to your health. Body fat percentage, that's a whole other conversation. So your weight isn't really that big of a deal, because if you're 6'5", who cares what the number says? It's your body fat percentage. It's your body fat percentage. Let's get into some of these videos. We got a couple of videos. That was just a little warm up. Those first two were actually, I think, they were perceived to be something that I would rage at, but they actually made sense and they're not really that bad. Okay, let me just delete those. All right, here we go. 1, 2, or 3. Pick a number between 1, 2, or 3. Oh, yeah. Number 2, let's see, 1, 2, or 3. The videos are most important. That we just kind of wet our whistle a little bit. We just kind of get started with it. Let's see what we got here. 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Let's go with, all right, let's go Greg Bender to the main stage. Greg Bender, Team 3. Team 3.
Ever served in a forward area?
All right, Greg, here we go. Drum roll. What we got here? 3. Everyone's typing in 3. This is called Obese and COVID. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got.
This is actually...
Men with a nose piercing. It's questionable. It really is. So this person is responding to, on TikTok, a question that says, for example, high rates of COVID deaths among obese people are not caused by medical fat phobia. They're not. Obesity causes, if you're obese, you're unhealthy. And COVID, we know, like, what stores and replicates in fat cells. Like, it's well known and well documented that being obese is a much higher risk for all-cause mortality, all cause of sickness, including COVID. It's no different than anything else. I don't know why fat people are really in denial of this. If you're fat, you're unhealthy. If you are unhealthy, you're more likely to die from the flu, COVID, whatever the fuck, cancer, heart disease, everything across the board.
This is actually a really funny comment because this is objectively not true. Like, for example, early in the pandemic, people found out that a ventilator could be denied to you and given to someone else if you have a pre-existing condition, and obesity, having a high BMI, even though, side note, BMI was never designed to tell you.
All right, BMI is only not accurate for people with muscle. It's very accurate for the average person, and if you have a high BMI and you don't train, you're obese. It's just, it works.
How healthy or unhealthy someone is. So just having a high BMI, being medically obese, could put...
There's no quotes there, fam. There's no quotes. Medically obese with quote fingers. No. Medically obese. You're obese. You're obese. It means you're wider than you should be. It means you're wider than you are tall, perhaps. Okay? Maybe that's a little bit of exaggeration, but I've been to Walmart lately.
You lower on the waiting list for a ventilator in a...
Yeah, and by the way, ventilators literally will kill you. We know that ventilators on COVID do not work. If you get put on a ventilator, you're done. That's why they stopped doing it. It was bad from the start. And a lot of doctors were screaming out against ventilators don't work. They kept on doing it. So there should be lawsuits up the fucking ass, but there won't be because, well, we'll go down that rabbit hole. Okay.
Healthy or unhealthy someone is. So just having a high BMI, being medically obese, could put you lower on the waiting list for a ventilator in a pinch at a hospital and obviously cause you to die from COVID. Not to mention the fact that...
Okay, you're blaming doctors for causing you to die. You're not taking care of your health. So the buck stops with the individual and their lifestyle habits. Legit.
when
of
fat
story.
people go to the doctor with like respiratory issues or anything like that.
I'm going to play this again. These are fucking soundboard city right here.
And the fact that when fat people go to the doctor.
When fat people, so you're saying right there, when fat people, why don't you say people when people go to the doctor? Because you're defining someone, you're identifying them with their size, with their obesity, with their extra fat. You're not saying muscular big people, you're saying fat people. People have way too much extra body fat. So when fat people go to the doctor, that's like saying when a sick, unhealthy person goes to the doctor.
And the fact that when fat people go to the doctor with like respiratory issues or anything like that, the doctor's first response is almost always lose weight,
lose fat. Why is that? The doctor's first. I wonder why. Why do you think? Why do you think? Why do you think the doctor's first reaction is like, you should change your lifestyle habits because you have way too much fat on your body? This is unnecessary. You don't need all this stored energy. You eat too much. You don't exercise enough. You're eating the wrong things. Like whatever why is that? Why is stating the obvious why are you so allergic to health? Why are you so allergic to common sense? This is not something you don't need to go. Look, you don't need to go to school for 15 fucking years to have eyes that function properly. You see someone who's just morbidly obese. No, you should lose weight. Every time I go to the doctor, they tell me to lose weight. Then fucking lose weight. Then get rid of the body fat. Why do you think the doctor mentions that? It's the first thing they fucking see. They don't even need to take out the stethoscope. They don't have to put you on a scale. They have eyes. And they fucking do this for a living. Okay? They know that when you are obese, you are going to have higher risk for all-cause mortality. What does that mean? All-cause mortality. All things that can kill people, you're at higher risk. Does it mean you're going to drop dead tomorrow from diabetes? No. But you're at many multiples of a higher risk from such negative outcomes when you're obese. So I wonder why why do they always say that? Because you're fucking obese. They have eyeballs. They notice it. They tell you because you're at the doctor for their fucking opinion. Then don't go to the fucking doctor. How about that? Don't go to the doctor if you don't want to hear what they say. Holy shit, these fucking idiots.
or anything like that. The doctor's first response is almost always lose weight. Doesn't matter about COVID or anything. Like, fat people have tons and tons of these stories that obviously you're not listening to.
Fat people have tons and tons of stories. You know why? Because you have 100 fat people going to the doctor. The doctors are going to tell all those 100 fat people, it's better that you change your lifestyle habits so I don't see you in a couple of weeks with a major disease. How come they're always telling me to lose weight? It's because they're doing their goddamn fucking job. They're telling you the shit that you're there for them to tell you, but you don't like what you're hearing, so you're complaining about it on TikTok. Yo, holy natural selection, okay? We can't keep you all alive any longer if you don't want to be alive. Like, we can't fix you if you don't want to be. Like, but I'm not broken. I'm not talking about your moral values. I'm not talking about your worth as an individual. I'm talking about your objective body is going to fail. You can't drive a car efficiently if it has 4 flat fucking tires. Enjoy driving a car that has no engine. Try it. How is it going to work for you? It's so ludicrous. These people are going to eliminate themselves from the gene pool. Trying to stop it. Trying to help you out. But you are absolutely brainwashed. So best wishes. Good luck with that. All right, here we go. Jesus Christ.
You need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
All right, fam. Number 1 or number 2? What do we got here? For fuck's sake. Number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Here we go. Number 1 or number 2? This shit is fucking ridiculous.
No more shenanigans, no more tomfoolery, no more ballyhoo.
All right, let's go here. Cerny, let's go number 2. Cerny with team 2. That Einhorn is a weakling.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
All right, Cerny, here we go. Number 2. This is called Oh Great. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. This person's face. This is a perfect segue. This is called medical fat phobia. Don't ask me where we find these videos. This is unreal.
As a fat person.
Pausing you for a second. Holy fucking Christ. If you're just listening, you're a lucky person. You lie bastard. You lie bastard. I got something for that, don't I? You lie bastard.
Are there any women here today?
This chick has, what color green is that? Can anyone figure out what color green? She painted her eyebrows green and her fucking hair. Holy shit. Is that turquoise or is that teal? It couldn't be aquamarine, could it? Is that kind of like a teal? It kind of looks like, it doesn't look like, it's a little too green to be turquoise, right? What do you think it is? Is teal? Where's the required piercing? I don't know. Kim, where's the required?
I will rain down an ungodly fucking firestorm upon you.
Okay, teal all day. The lashes are blue, are they? All right. So she has aquamarine or teal hair. It doesn't really matter. If you're debating, okay, hold on a second. Let's pause. Everyone, pause, time out, pause.
He's heating up!
If we are having a debate whether or not her hair is teal or aquamarine, I think the whole point is that it's fucking disgusting. This color, like, it doesn't matter. Like, no, it's teal, it's aquamarine. If that's the debate, I don't think it matters. It's not a win either way. So we'll agree to disagree on that one, I guess. Team teal, team aquamarine. And she's wearing this, what? Is that a salmon colored shirt? Is that salmon? You know, Miss Salmon and Aquamarine. Oh shit, you don't want to know. Peaceful Bandit, you don't want to know where the where the piercing is. Oh.
Is this a list of things I did to your mom last night?
All right, let's play it already. I can't believe she made her eyebrows teal or Jesus Christ. Who does number 2 vote for? Like, you know what's going on here.
Come on, man.
All right.
A fat person going to the doctor is a very different experience than if I wasn't fat. The biggest difference.
We got soundboards all fucking day, all day long. I'm going to play this again. All right. And then we're going to pause it. I can't make it through a minute of this because there's so much shit to like sift through. I got to pause and rant and then we'll move forward. I think y'all know the deal already.
A fat person going to the doctor is a very different experience than if I wasn't fat.
Okay. So let's break this down. Okay. There's text on the screen here. As a fat person, going to the doctor is a very different experience than if I wasn't fat. Before we listen to the rest of it, let's just pause it right there. Right? Let's just pause it right. Let's think a little bit. All right. Going to the doctor as an unhealthy person is a much different experience than if I was healthy. Now, caveat being, just because you're not fat doesn't mean you're healthy, right? You can have cancer, you can have, you could be an alcoholic, you can have all these other, you could be addicted to meth, you could have all these other problems, you could have osteoporosis, and you could have all these other issues, okay? I'm not saying that if you are not 300 pounds, I'm not saying that someone who is frail is healthy. So you could be unhealthy. But objectively, like really? Let's change the language. It's not about being fat as if I wasn't fat. Let's talk about being unhealthy. Let's change fat to being unhealthy. Can we do that? As an unhealthy person, going to the doctor is a very different experience than if I wasn't unhealthy. It's like, I mean, Captain Obvious of the No Shit Brigade has fucking arrived. Are you serious? For real? You don't say you have a different experience. And can we have a discussion, an honest discussion about why these people are at the doctor so often? We don't want to go there, do we?
The biggest difference is often it's difficult for them to see any of my symptoms for anything besides my weight.
They can't see anything. It's hidden under all that.
When you're a marginalized person.
Fuck you.
And you have to advocate for yourself in an unfair system.
No. Oh, it's an unfair system. You have to advocate for yourself. Stop being a pussy victim. Take care of your health. You don't have to worry about these problems. Your problems would go away. I'd be more concerned about the phthalates leaching into your scalp from whatever the fuck color that is. Okay? You painted your eyebrows teal. Let's not have a conversation about your mental stability, shall we? You literally look like Thing 1. For God's sake.
It is so much extra emotional labor.
Or like a troll, right? Those little trolls with the spiky hair. Someone help me out in the comments. It's so much extra emotional labor. You have an easy fucking life. You're on TikTok. But it's capital with them. Yeah, you have the easiest life in the fucking world. Nice little Christmas lights behind you. The struggles you deal with in your life. Jesus Christ, would you rather work in the fields for 18 hours a day and barely be able to survive and have to eat your children? Yeah? Communism works. We just haven't gotten it right yet.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting to very graciously explain, oh, hey, you are assuming that I have XYZ symptoms because of my weight. What would you assume if I wasn't a fat person? Let's have that conversation. Most people are stunningly uninformed about how biological diversity and fat works.
Biological diversity and fat works.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
And that includes medical professionals. I respect their expertise and what they know. I also recognize there's a lot they don't know about being fat, and I set boundaries accordingly.
You set your boundaries. What do those boundaries look like? What do those boundaries look like? How big are those fucking boundaries? Seriously. Seriously, how big are those boundaries? You got to put that Chesterton fence way out there. Need room to graze, don't we? That's it. That's it.
That includes medical professionals.
Good. Play the end again.
I respect their expertise and what they know.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't respect the medical professionals and what they know because you're telling them what they don't know. I know I guess respect their expertise and what they don't know. Oh, because you are so morally superior. You are so more intelligent. Have you looked in the mirror lately? I'm telling you, like, have you? Hath thou looked in the mirror lately? Have you?
There's a lot they don't know about being fat, and I set boundaries accordingly.
Set those boundaries. Let's see how that works out for you. I'm glad you set those boundaries. Your safe space. If you make a little circle, you protect yourself. If I cover my eyes, la 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 la. Okie dokie. Oh,
go fuck yourself.
Okie dokie.
A newt.
All right, let's do another one. Let's do another one. Last one, fam. All right. Come on, stop whining. All right, this one's called Adopting Babies is Unethical. Jesus Christ. I don't think I can handle this today. Oh, thank you, Cerny. Thank you for that one. Okay, here we go. Last one here. Adopting babies. Adopting babies is unethical.
What's in the box?
Adopting babies. All right, here we go.
If you are a person who wants
fucking shit. God damn it.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, fucking Christ. Okay. All right.
If you are a person who wants to adopt an infant, but we would never consider fostering an older child, you are a selfish piece of trash who doesn't deserve children in any capacity ever.
So if you want to adopt an older child but not a baby, right? Wait, adopting. You're a selfish piece of shit. Says the cave troll. Yeah. And this is what happens when you, like, you don't need to take any advice and information from someone who says stupid shit like that. There might be a septum piercing there. I can't tell.
If you are a person
I see. I can't tell. I can't tell if that's her nose or.
If you are a person who wants to adopt an infant, but we would never consider fostering an older child, you are a selfish piece of trash who doesn't deserve children in any capacity ever.
I'm going to get a puppy soon. Okay. I don't want an older dog. I'm not going to go adopt a 15-year-old dog. I'm not going to do it. For one, I want a puppy. Two, because I have a dog already, and you never know what happened to a dog in the last 15 years. What if I come home and the bigger dog attacks Papa Swole? I would kill the animal. I would kill it. I would strangle it to death. But yeah, it sounds like something happened in your life. It does sound like projection. For sure. For sure. This person is obviously not happy. You're telling someone that if they want to adopt a baby so they can raise a baby as part of their family rather than just adopting like a 15-year-old child? The fuck are you talking about? This doesn't even make sense.
And before you come crying about how you're infertile and it's the only way for you to get children, I'm infertile and I can't have biological children. But
you don't say. You don't say, why are you infertile? Aren't you like 20? You look like you're in a college dorm. How are you infertile? And I'm not saying this to make fun of this person, but obviously she is ranting and raging because she is infertile. So this is obviously projection. If she can't have a kid, you can't have a kid. I mean, your nutrition is obviously ridiculously terrible. You're not mentally stable even to have a child. So, I mean, we all benefit from that. But for fuck's sake, just because you can't have one, no one can have one? I wish I had two dicks so you could blow them both.
Also aware that...
But I don't want that to happen, you know? Take the knowledge cock across the chin. That's about it. Ugh, I didn't even want to do that. That didn't come out right. Just fuck off.
For you to get children, I'm infertile and I can't have biological children. But I'm also aware that adoption and the foster system are not my tools just to build my family. They are ways to help children, and that should always be the first priority.
Why do you talk like this? Why do you talk like this? Why are you saying that? Why do you sound like this? Why do you sound like that? That should be your first
are not my tools just to build my family. They are ways to...
Tools to build your family? Yo. Anyone who adopts any child, a baby, an older child, talk about an amazing thing to do. Seriously.
Help children, and that should always be the first priority.
You're talking like this. I still can't listen to you without wanting to punch myself in the fucking taint. That's what happens when you eat too much soy. She almost sounds like the Joker. Why so serious? Talking like that.
This is not even getting into how highly unethical infant adoptions, specifically privatized infant adoptions, are.
Aww.
The fact that you can...
We got an expert here on adoptions. All right, let's
thousands upon thousands of dollars to legally become somebody's parent without their consent or say so is highly unethical. The fact that those parents can then strip them away from their biological family and strip every piece of culture that they could have had is highly unethical. The fact that so many of these birth parents wanted to keep their children but couldn't because they were destitute is highly unethical. Adoption and foster care system are first and foremost supposed to be about the safety of the children, not you getting the family that you always wanted.
If you are adopting a child, Hold on a second. All right. If you're adopting a child, you are doing amazing work. Seriously. If you're adopting a child, seriously, who cares? Who cares? You're always going to have children that need to be adopted. You're going to have adults or older children that need to have foster care. It's always going to happen. I think maybe other questions are, why do we have so many children in the system? I mean, you have a lot of people having kids that shouldn't have kids. We know that. And I'm not saying you should be able to tell people like you can only have one child or two children. But you have a lot of people in this country that have kids as a career. They have kids so they can collect checks every fucking month. This is just facts. People have children for the benefits that they receive. So we have people just suckling off the state, and that's why they have to keep on printing money. That's why we have to pay higher taxes, all this X, Y, and Z. We have a lot more poverty, a lot more issues because we have fatherless homes. There's all these systems that the people can game. They're there for people. They're there to protect people. They're there to make sure that we have like a minimum standard of living and attempt to, but people take advantage of everything. All right. Laws are going to be broken. People are going to do things regardless if it's legal or not. People are always going to take advantage of free money. You see right when the shoplifting, people are just stealing shit no matter what. People think that they have the right to steal. People think that they have the right to just take things. And this is another problem. This is another problem with inflation. Like we have to, again, it comes down to the money. It comes down to the money. It's all about money. Humans are about money. And when I say they're about money, it's about what stems from money, what stems from not having any way to save and to plan for the future. This is what everything is about. Business is about, because money is just stored human energy. It's literally what we create in this world and how we interact with one another. Money is speech. Literally. So for example, someone mentioned earlier when they blocked the, they block the transfer and they blocked GoFundMe and stuff, or they blocked the ability for people to donate to the Canadian truckers. That's censorship of speech. Money is speech. Money is speech. So giving someone money that is a form of speech. Code is speech. Programming is speech. So all the censorship is literally censoring the First Amendment. But regardless, if you're adopting a child, I don't care what the age of the child is. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing, and you can... That wasn't loud enough. Let's get that one.
Loud noises!
Very nice. That needs to be louder.
Loud noises!
Yeah, there's no logic in that video. Really sad and fucked up that someone doesn't give a shit about the kids. I think anyone that's adopting anyone, and everyone has their own reasons. That's why it's supposed to be a free country. You adopt because you're taking advantage of the system. You're not trying to build your own family, and you're not suckling away from other people. You are actually investing in a person's life, in a child's life. Shameful. All right, fam.
It's all bullshit. All of it.
Let's see. So anyway, absolutely nonsensical. So fam, round of applause. We're there. We got a Swole card to give away. Today's Swole card is, of course, Swole Slut, and I think we all know who today's Swole card goes to, and it's not even a debate. It's not even a conversation. We know it has to happen. Today's Swole card goes to Steph. Congratulations. Come on now, Steph. Absolutely fantastic. Y'all know the deal. Steph sent us an email to support@swolenormous.com, Swolecard 2136 in the subject. Absolutely amazing post. And keep on crushing it. You are a Swole slut. You're going through a lot of stuff, but your son is obviously a huge inspiration to you and actually to all of us. So make sure that you look at this card and you remember that the Swole fam's got your back and we are here for you. Congratulations. Keep on fighting the good fight indeed, Jen. We agree. So make sure you go and comment on Steph's post and let her know that you won today's Swole card. Again, support@swolenormous.com, swolecard2136 in the subject, and your mailing address in the body of the email. Fam, we are wrapping this up. What an amazing show. Falcon, take it away. We got a little piano talk coming up in just a minute. So don't know about it, go nowhere.
I'm your huckleberry. Just market.
Boys have a penis, girls have vagina.
I'm a fair guy, but this heat is making me absolutely crazy.
You make me happy. Emotional damage.
I am the danger.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
All right, so we'll see you all in the Telegram chat right after today's episode. And we actually got to get a new Telegram chat going for the Daily Swole. We talked about it yesterday. So for those of you that want to share shit posts, videos, share soundboard suggestions, you can post it up in the Daily Swole Telegram chat. We'll get that going. We'll let you know when the link is up and when it's ready to go. Everyone's a producer of the Daily Swole. It's the fucking Mancast.
Inconceivable!
I keep using that word. I never think it means what
Oh, you can...
Dodson, we've got Dodson here!
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 billion, $1.4 billion.
Don't worry, we'll get it. He'll get it one of these days. He'll get it one of those days.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
One hook, no hands. All right, fam. Very nice, Falcon. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe, share the stream, and share the podcast with all your friends and family. Leave us a review. Spotify, Apple Podcasts means a lot. And of course, join the fam today, swolenormousx.com, in order to check out yesterday's or Thursday's roundtable. We got an accountability meeting on Monday. Next Friday, we have another roundtable in place of next week's FEF, so you don't want to miss any episodes. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to have a lot more conversation, and it's going to be fire. So be there or be a jabroni or jabbernet, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for 2137. It's Red, White, and Swole. It's a Sunday, fun day, Q&A, lots of questions, so make sure that you are there for that. Turn those notifications on, and of course, when you join the Swole fam, you get access to Telegram, Discord, and Swole Text, and then you'll get notified before we go live, so you never miss a single episode of your favorite fucking show. You'll get your thirst quenched, and of course, you'll get that knowledge cock every single day. All right, fam, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, McGee, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Ow, ta.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now the king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks
taking skeletons on closets and making new